Let's keep the conversation moving with Fleur Hassan-Nahoum, Israel's Special Foreign Ministry Envoy and a Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem and co-founder of the UAE Israel Business Council. Welcome to First Edition.
Good morning.
Good morning. So Carolyn Glick recently posting on X the death toll at Rafah was due to secondary explosions of Hamas munitions. That's it. Israel has nothing to apologize for. This tweet is basically in line with what the report we just heard from Daniel Cohen. I mean, what do you make of this, especially given the initial reports that we heard from the media?
Well, as Daniel mentioned, we've been here before. We had the same situation with the Shifa hospital, where the so-called Gaza Health Ministry claimed that 500 innocent people had been killed from Israeli rocket. Then it turned out it was 26 people, and it wasn't Israeli rockets. It was Palestinian failed rockets. So we're dealing with people who have zero credibility. War is always difficult, always hard, and every single civilian death is a tragedy. But let me tell you, the difference is that Israel puts a lot of effort in minimizing that type of casualty as much as possible. And in the last 100 years, nobody has better combatant to civilian casualty ratio than this war, this very difficult urban war being executed right now here in Israel, a war we didn't start and a war we didn't want, with 130 hostages still in Rafah.
Well, with the advancement of the Israeli military forces moving into Rafah, executing its military plan effectively, but at the same time, the Biden administration failed strategy with regard to the pier at this point. What do you think Biden will actually come out and say or do with regard to Israel closing in on the final steps of this war?
Well, ultimately, if President Biden wants us to get rid of Hamas, there's only one way to do that, and that is to get rid of Hamas. And Hamas have got their last 4 battalions now in Rafah, and that's why we're going in there. We also need to secure the border between Egypt and Israel, because unfortunately we found 50 tunnels where they were smuggling weapons into Gaza from Egypt. Egypt is not helping at all, and so we have to make sure that we secure our own people. We win this war. We're on the front lines of the free world fighting Islamic fundamentalist, jihadi, terrorist regime. We will not stop until we win this war and we bring back our hostages.
Fleur, how can Israel do that, though, when we have, again, these reports, which are totally false? At least right now, we've been hearing that it's inaccurate, similar to the reports that came out about the hospital. The New York Times actually had to recant that report. I mean, what does Israel need to do in order to get ahead of basically what is its propaganda?
Well, that Ambassador Haley made a very good point yesterday. We have to push our voice. What we know is right. We're doing everything under international law. Our soldiers are an example of what a soldier should be. Absolutely no apology for that. We're doing our best in very difficult circumstances in a war we didn't start. And so we will take Ambassador Haley's advice and drown out the noise.
What are your expectations with regard to securing the remaining hostages?
I pray every day that we do that. Hamas have been offered multiple deals that they have rejected. Even Tony Blinken said that the deals were generous and they still rejected it. We need to put military pressure to get them to the point that they want to make a deal. And at the moment, having the whole world criticize Israel is not helping us put Hamas in the position that they need the deal. And if we try and move forward, we hope that we'll get to that point.
Fleur, I mean, you're the deputy mayor of Jerusalem. How are the people in Israel handling all of these conflicting reports, and as well as keeping their spirits up when there's still hostages that we've been talking about, and just in general, Israel is being attacked on the world stage, especially by America?
So I'm the former deputy mayor of Jerusalem, and people here feel that the whole world is turning against us. That's how we feel. But I always remind people that we have more allies than we think. And it's always the bullies that make the most noise. And we have to continue to do anything we can to preserve our security, return our security, and, be the bulwark of defending our people. That's all we can do.
We definitely have to have you back soon to talk about the Iran nuclear threat as well as the threat from Hezbollah in the north.
Fleur Hassan-Nahoum, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
More on the